Hi, hello, welcome. Welcome back to another Onkruid video. Welcome back to another unedited Soulstone Survivors video. Playing with the Pyromancer as always. Took another weapon this time around because I'm kind of tired of the Chaos Bolts flying around. We're going back to Chaotic Inferno because I do remember that this was actually a very strong starting ability whenever it first came out. My brain is fried a little bit. I'm sorry about that already. I'm kind of using this video as an excuse to warm up my brain, to get it ready, active, to get the blood pumping up there into the cortex, just because I need to write some reports for work and you need to have at least some level of basic brain activity, basic neural activity in order to be able to do such a task. And that's why I'm using my video recording mode to kind of activate that, to kind of elicit that feeling, elicit the feeling of not being hungover. It's not that I'm hungover, but I did have quite a long day and night yesterday. 7 clients at work. The sessions went actually quite well. Yeah, the sessions kind of all went quite well, to be honest. After that, got asked for an impulsive little exercise session with my homies, with some of my friends, and of course I said yes, but it was kind of like, okay, this is gonna be really heavy for me, and it was indeed for sure. I don't regret it in the slightest. It was a whole lot of fun. We really had a blast together playing some padel, but it made me quite tired, and then afterwards I decided, what better to do when you're tired than to go out and have a nice little drink and a little dance. I went completely by myself, but it was absolutely a-okay. Just to like one of my safest spaces in the entirety of the city here. Really enjoyed myself quite a lot. Chromatic Bolt is always a winner, I think, because you upgrade it with so many different types of upgrades. And yeah, just had an absolute blast. But it did cost me a lot of sleep, as you can imagine. And it's something I gladly give up to have some pleasure, to have some enjoyment in life. I gladly give up some sleep, but it does mean that my brain right now is lagging behind a little bit. My body is not that active either, but I don't need it right now. It's mostly my brain that is needed for both the cognitive act of recording these videos and additionally and especially for the task of writing the reports of my sessions yesterday. But I'll manage. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. I'll be a-okay. It's just gonna maybe take a little bit longer. I'm gonna maybe have to take a little bit more breaks than often, but I'm kind of looking forward to it in a sense, just because it always gives me such a serotonin induced feeling of like accomplishment. If you don't know, dopamine accomplishment is more of like the short term, really like the hype reward system. Serotonin accomplishment is way more of like the long-lasting feeling of like, for example, when you exercise, during the exercise you might produce dopamine to get rewarded for every step you take. How does that song go? Every step I take, every move you make, I'll be watching you, something like that. But afterwards, after working out, you're like, ooh, yeah, I feel satisfied, I feel relieved, I'm glad with myself that I did that, and that is induced by serotonin. And that's exactly why gamers have a serotonin shortage, or their serotonin is just like not really completely working because they are so focused on the dopamine release that gaming produces. And serotonin is important because serotonin makes our negative emotions happen as well, and if negative emotions don't happen, we are not learning as much as we would normally do because we use negative emotions quite a lot in learning. To give an example, you learn about how dangerous fire is by getting your fingers burned. You learn about how dangerous being vulnerable is and loving someone by getting your heart broken, you know? Kind of deep all of a sudden for just playing a random Soulstone Survivors run, but you know what we do on the Onkruid channel, right? We play random games, we joke about random bullshit, but then all of a sudden sometimes it's actually very real in here. It's kind of like what I want my channel to be like, you know? Sure, it can be nice and calm and simple and just a regular old Soulstone Survivors run without too much hassle, without too much crazy shit going on. But additionally, we talk about some deep stuff. Talk about some cool little topics. Not everybody finds them cool though. A lot of people will just much rather have, and I understand them completely, a chill experience. Somebody that is just purely talking about the game, which in my old videos, especially in like Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth, sometimes that was the case. But now it very rarely is, unless if I'm playing something very high octane like Noita, where things happening on screen have to be explained often and I can't even explain them, so I'm kind of like live figuring them out in front of your eyes. And that's our first revive popped. I think we should be playing a little bit better if we want to actually succeed in this run. I do believe we have an insanely strong build here already, but we just need to pay a little bit of attention and make sure that we are still paying attention. Yeah, as you can hear in my commentary, muscles are really well trained and greatly in shape today. It's gonna be a chill day. I'm definitely gonna record some more after writing the reports, but I was like, you know, while writing those reports, I would love it if I could have a video render, of course. And that is exactly why I am here right now recording this for you guys. I will plop it straight into DaVinci Resolve, the video editing and rendering program I use afterwards, write a report or two, oh shit, write a report or two, and then come back to recording after the video is rendered as a little break from the reports, and just keep repeating that cycle. That's at least like the game plan I have set out for myself. That's our second revive popped. I don't want this run to end so quickly. I feel like it has some potential, but we just need to play a little bit more carefully. Definitely look out for some movement speed or dash upgrades, because I think that would also help us out a ton. But if we can just survive, we dish out so much damage that the lords are actually just laughable. They don't pose a challenge at all at the moment. We just need to make sure that we focus on dodging a bit more. Area effect for my missiles, yes please. And it is mostly the lords, because they have so many health points that my negative effects can just stack up on them ad infinitum. And that is really what helps us deal an insane amount of damage. Multicast for the magic missiles, definitely gonna help us out, but still looking for some of those defensive upgrades. I can see that there's a healing crystal over there. We don't need powerful strikes, lethality, sure. I've already taken a bunch of what? Fateful strikes, so we don't need that. Definitely should have taken the defensive upgrade there. But we're more focused on trying to get stuff that allows us to not get hit, instead of being more survivable when we are getting hit, you know? We want to be more capable of dodging. We need utility skills, that's what I'm looking for. Utility upgrades, not just straight defensive upgrades. Some people might argue that utility upgrades are part of the defensive upgrade arsenal. I'm struggling to find words today, man, please forgive me. But I think that they are two separate things. I think that the defensive upgrades are all about like health, armor, resistances to elements and stuff like that. But utility is way more about movement speed, tumble, recharge time, dash speed, dash amount, all those types of things. Most people probably agree, but there's definitely going to be some closed-minded individuals that do not agree with what I'm saying. And it's not that I just think that everybody that doesn't agree with what I'm saying is closed-minded, because that's not a healthy way of thinking about things in the slightest. Especially in a therapist context. If I would, for example, be like, oh, you don't believe what I'm saying, or you think it's different. No, that's not true. You're just closed-minded. That's not going to help out. I don't think a lot of people will feel hurt if I say it like that. Most of the time, I just invite them to like, hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but could it be this? Or I don't know how you think about it. Definitely tell me, but I think about it in this way. That's one of the... It's called being tentative, or formulating tentative things. Well, formulating things in a tentative manner, if you will. In a kind of careful manner. A manner that portrays the fact that you are not certain about it at all, because you can't really be certain in this context, because most of the time it happens, or most of the time when it happens, it's about like the internal world of your client. And of course you can never be completely sure about what's going on in there. You can only base yourself on what they are saying or what they are showing, but you're never completely sure how he or she feels. And even if he or she tries to describe that to you, you can never be completely sure. Okay. I'm feeling fine. My brain is warming up. It's a nice feeling. It's also literally warming up, because to record these YouTube videos, I have to turn off my fan and close my window. But luckily, I turned off my fan to impress a lot of fans on the internet. As you can see, the commentary missiles are there. The humor is there. The funny little quirks and goofs and gaffs are here. It's recording time. today is the day I will reach 300 subscribers. That's not true at all. I've been slacking a bit on the YouTube department again, just because it have been some busy weeks, and I've also just been investing a bunch of time in other stuff, like for example reading again. Just doing a whole lot of work as well, but in my free time I've also been meeting up with friends, going out for dinners, going out for solo dates quite often, and I absolutely love it. Not just yesterday, earlier this week on Thursday as well, I went for a nice little pasta dish, however you want to pronounce it. Beautiful, that was absolutely delicious. It was like a penne, and I believe it had some kind of squashed pumpkin sauce. That's at least what I tasted. I didn't really know what I ordered, because I just asked one of the people working there, like, hey, what would you advise me to take from the options you have today? And he was like, get the burger or get the penne. And I was like, burger sounds nice, but I feel like I've had that before, or the penne sounds more intriguing. Normally, I am definitely a pasta guy, straight up half Italian over here, but I don't necessarily have such a thing or such nice feelings or such nice things to say about penne most of the time. It's not my favorite, but this time it was actually like the perfect choice, I believe, for this pasta dish, because it absorbed the sauce nicely. The sauce was very thick, so it kind of got into the little grooves of the penne as well, and into just like the straw-shaped hole in the middle of every single noodle. It was an enjoyable dish, nice and salty, but not over the top. Yeah, with some grilled asparagus on top. Green asparagus, I might add. White asparagus, no, not my cup of tea. Green asparagus though, ooh, sign me up. Just shove them into my pie hole, man. You won't hear me complaining in the slightest. What I'm not complaining about either is the way this run is going. I think we are just headed into a nice and clean little victory. Kind of got our shit together again a little bit by focusing a bit more on the movement speed upgrades that allow us to dodge, and just making sure that we stay far enough away from out of harm's way as well. What else am I looking forward to this weekend? I'm really craving some old school RuneScape. They added an update to the woodcutting skill, the forestry update, and it is actually my favorite skill in the whole entire game. It is my first 99 ever in RuneScape, and the skill I have the most experience in, because I even got some post 99 XP. I just love it, I don't know why. And now they added a cool little update to it that makes it a bit more interactive, makes it earn you quite a lot of money even, so that is beautiful. But I'm probably like late already. I feel like all the prices of the items have probably died down right now, but that's okay. I would just definitely enjoy myself. And it's a nice game to play or to have like running in the background while you are doing something else, like writing the reports. But then again, you can't underestimate the impact it has on your focus. So I think I'm just gonna let it pass by and just keep on watching a whole bunch of old school RuneScape content creators like I always do. I smashed my phone, left my head home. Like I always do. But I'm not gonna be playing it myself. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous trap to fall into, to immediately all of a sudden just like spend all my waking hours in that game again. Alright, we need to be careful for a little second, because we cannot get hit anymore, otherwise this run is over. We will earn quite a lot of experience, and we have probably collected a lot of materials because we have survived for long, but I would like to just get the victory in the end, because we have worked quite hard to get there. Don't make it difficult on myself by moving too close to the lords. I'm giving like little peeks to the health bars at the top of the screen, and I see more black than red. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.